Do you have any injuries you can update?
You know, you're going to have to ask me about them if you want to, because I don't really even know. Nothing really too much. I mean, so we had a couple of guys that didn't feel great yesterday that were back at it today, that felt better in practice today. So, but you know, we have the normal camp stuff, but nothing significant at all.
What have you thought about Reggie so far? I mean, I know you guys are being careful.
Yeah,
with
no, it's
him.
been good. Yeah, she's getting more into it, and it's good to see him make a couple plays today. And I think, you know, we're going to need right up until game time probably to get him ready to play, which is what we want. We just don't want to do too much too early. And you know, Reggie, to his credit, always wants to do more and wants to you know, get back in it probably faster than we are allowing him to. But you know, we're trying to be slow with him and intentional, and you know, he's making progress. I think as far as I'm concerned, he's right on track, or probably a little bit ahead of where I thought he'd be at this stage of the game, so I feel good about it.
At what point in camp do you and the coaches start to trim back the reps for the depth guys and
you know,
shorten your depth chart?
Normally it happens because you look up and, you know, you got 20 guys out and all of a sudden you don't have a third team anymore. And you know, fortunately that hadn't happened to us this year. I mean, we have the 12 super seniors back, and that's given us a lot more depth than we've had in the past. And, you know, you want to try to practice as many guys as you can, so we've been able to go with three groups on both sides of the ball. Been able to work a lot of guys on special teams. You know, your program is really about two things. It's about acquisition of talent and player development. And so, you know, we want to develop those young players and give them opportunities to get better, and it's really important for us to do that. So as long as we have good solid threes, we'll continue to do that and get those guys work. You know, we're always moving guys around, you know, looking for the right combination of starters, and it's always based on, you know, play, and it happens day to day. And so, you know, guys are always moving around, you know, and just trying to figure out what getting the best 11 guys on the field.
You've always talked about the importance of communication within your groups, and one of the ways last year was so weird was you played in a bunch of stadiums that were either empty or close to empty. Does that make your teaching of communication even more of a priority this year?
Yeah, I think the good thing is, you know, that's something we try to address year round. I mean, Kaz is always constantly working with those guys on communicating with each other, and you know, in things that they do in the summer and really in spring. And so that's something that we believe is very, very important. You know, I think that if you look at us defensively, we're just so much more settled. You know, our guys, the communication is going very smooth. It's very simple. It's allowing our guys to get the call, get focused on what they have to do, and then go execute. And so I like that part of what we're doing. I think that's we've made big improvements as far as that goes, and just like what I'm seeing out of that group.
Jim's not a guy that'll be up in the box, right?
No, you know, probably not. We hadn't really honestly talked about it. I think it's probably going to come down to how comfortable he is, you know, with guys on the field and their ability to communicate and all that. So he's been both places before. I would imagine he'll be down on the field. I think that would probably be his preference. It'd probably be my preference too, but we'll kind of see how that plays out.
Where are you as far as sorting out the kicking and punting battles?
You know, first of all, I feel about as good with our kicking game as I ever have anywhere. I think we've got, you know, exactly what you want to have. We've got a young guy that has a ton of talent and not a lot of experience. You know, I think I've been really impressed with his approach. You know, and then we've got kind of the old veteran guy, Blake, that's you know, that to me has been very, very solid, everything we thought he was going to be. We got a good competition going on right now between Brendan and Matt at the punting position. We got good depth at deep snapper. So as far as our specialists go, I don't know that I've ever been anywhere in my career where I've felt better about our situation than I do here. You know, I just think we have what we want. And, you know, it's just a matter, again, of getting the guys consistent. There's moments where we're probably not as consistent as we need to be punting the ball. But I feel really good about our special teams. I mean, I think that's going to be probably one of the strengths of our team this year. It's going to be our teams. We've got some weapons in our punters and kickers, and then we've got some weapons, you know, in our return game and our coverage units. And so I'm excited about seeing how that progresses.
You mentioned you mentioned the weapons. If you have the added depth on special teams, will that make you more hesitant to put starters out there in the return game?
No, not really. We're always going to have the best guys out there. I mean, if we feel like there's somebody that can help us win a game, make a play that is different or separates himself from somebody else, they'll always be on teams. But at the same time, we got to be smart about what we do. I think we have finally enough depth in our program where we feel like we've got some young guys who can cover kicks and be on the punt team and do some things for us that maybe we didn't completely feel that way in the past. And so there's a lot of competition. I told these guys the other day it's going to be hard to get on the bus here, and that's what you want. I like the competition.